Hello students. Next concept in a information retrieval system we are having indexing by the concept. Okay. In this we are having, see, the basics for the concept indexing is there are many ways to express a same idea, and increased retrieval performance comes from using a single representation. Okay, that is nothing but here we are expanding the query to find the different ways the same thing has been represented. Okay, the same thing we are representing in different ways by using some query expansion techniques like thesauri. Okay, so this is what the concept model. In this we are using the concept indexing for determining a canonical set of concepts based upon a test set of terms, and uses them as a basics for indexing all items. This is also called latent semantic indexing because, see, it is indexing the latent semantic information in items. Okay, here the determined set of concepts does not have a label associated with each concept. That is, a word or a set of words that can be used to describe it. But mathematical representation is present, that is vector. Okay, in this concept of indexing, we are using these vectors. Okay, suppose example here, we are taking a concept indexing with match plus system developed by HNC Industry Limited. Okay, suppose this match plus system uses a neural networks. Okay, it is going to use a neural network. It facilitates the machine learning concepts or words, relationships, and it sensitively similar of use. What is the goal of the system means it is used to determine the corpus of the items, word relationships, that is synonyms, and strength of these relationships. Okay, so when you are taking this type of concepts, what it should determine, it should determine the corpus of the items, word relationships, and strength of the relationships. Okay, so use this information in generating the context vectors. Okay, two neural networks are used here. One neural network is learning algorithms, okay, which generates the stem context vectors that are sensitive to similarity of use, and another neural network is the it performs the query modification based upon user feedback. One is you have to generate the learning algorithms. Second one, you have to perform the modification based upon the user feedback. That is the example. Okay, so next, when you are taking these word stems, okay, items and queries, okay, the are represented by high dimensions vectors called context vectors. You can consider these. Vector means a document, I told you. Okay, so in that word stems, items and queries are represented by high dimension. They are also called context vectors. Okay, in each dimension vector could be viewed as abstract concept. Okay, each dimension is viewed as abstract concept. Okay, so in this concept we are taking some representations, that is for any word stem I am taking k, its context vector will be represented by v power k. Okay, so is an n-dimensional vector with each component j interpreted as follows. See, I am taking a representation of this vector, that is stem is taken as k and context vector is represented by v power k, n dimension vector of a component is given by J. Okay, that can be represented by these representations like V power k means positive if k is strongly associated with feature J. Okay, if I am giving positive value, then it is strongly associated with J. If V of k is equal to 0, the if a word k is not associated with feature J. Okay, so here when I am giving V power k is equal to 0, then it is not associated with J only. If I am giving V of k as negative, if the word k contradicts the feature J, okay, if I give negative, it will be false. Contradiction means false value to the feature J. Okay, so the interpretation of components for the concept vector is exactly the same as weights in neural networks. Okay, this concept interpretation is same as neural networks. Okay, n features is viewed as abstract concept classes. There may be a overlap between the concept classes, providing a distributed representation and insulating against a small number of entries for the context vectors that could have no representation for a particular stem. Okay, you can use this for queries that are going same analysis to be determined by the vector representations. These vectors are the compared to the item vectors. Okay, this is about indexing, how we are going to represent and how we are going to uh, compare the stems, items and queries. Okay, with these three only we are going to search. Next we are having multimedia indexing. In this multimedia indexing, see, index is associated with multimedia, differs from the previous discussions. See here, already multimedia means I told you the images, audios, okay, videos comparison, videos searching. Okay, how to search. In that, the automated indexing takes place in multiple passes of the information versus just a direct conversion to the indexing structure. Here, multiple passes are converted into direct conversion by using this indexing. In this multimedia also is kept in the indexing. Okay, the first pass in the most case is conversion from analog input mode into a digital structure. What you should do first, you have to send the convert the analog input to the input mode to digital structure. How you will convert? By using some algorithms. So then the algorithms are applied to the digital structure to extract the unit of processing of different modalities that will be used to represent the item. Here you have to apply the different analysis algorithms. Okay, next we are having two processing associated with the extraction. See, in this indexing videos or images can be accomplished at the raw data level. Okay, so that is nothing but the aggregation of raw pixels. Here the feature level distinguishes primitive attributes such as color and luminance. Here you have to identify the color and luminance, okay, by using the pixels. Why? Because I am using here images, videos, audios, that's way. Okay, so the semantic level where meaningful objects are recognized, example aeroplane in the image or video frame. Okay, an example of this processing of video is the system will periodically collect a frame of video into the processing. See, you have seen that our film will be our cinema will be of 24 frames. What do you mean by that? It is the combination of 24 frames. See, these audio videos are collected in the form of frames. That's why I am saying that you have to collect the frame of a video input for processing. Okay, that frame to last frame, compare the frames to the first frame to last frame which are captured to determine the difference between the frames. Okay, if the difference is below the threshold, it will discard the frame. Okay, you have to compare these 24 frames and you have to check the threshold. If threshold is below the frame, then it is going to discard the frame. So for a frame requiring the process, it will define a vector that represent the different features associated with that frame. Okay, it is going to define a vector which is determining the frames. Okay, so each dimension of the vector represents the different feature levels, aspects of the frame. So the vector then becomes the unit of processing in the search system. Okay, it is easy when you consider the frames into vectors. Okay, one by one you can convert into these images. Okay, semantic level indexing pattern will be recognizing the objects with images. Okay, so next we are having, suppose if you are giving the analog audio input, then it will convert the audio into digital format and it will be determining the uh, phonemes associated with the utterance. Okay, that is nothing but here a single phoneme, that is phoneme, can be divided into 4 states for the Markov model. Okay, this audio is divided into these 4 states. These 4 states are called phonemes. Okay, in is the textual word associated with the audio that becomes a searchable structure. Okay, so here when you are sorting the extracted index searchable data, the multimedia item needs to store some mechanism to correlate the different modalities during the search. Okay, so for this searching purpose in a sorted order, we can use two main mechanisms. What are they? Positional mechanism and temporal mechanism. In this positional mechanism, it is used when the modalities are interspread in a linear sequential composition. Okay, what is positional? When the modalities are interspread in linear sequential composition. That is, example, suppose a document that has images or audios inserted, okay, can be considered as linear structure, and the only relationship between the modalities will be juxtaposition of each modality. That is, this would allow the query that would specify the location of an image of a boat within one paragraph of Cuba and refugees. Okay, it should have the juxtaposition of each modality. It will give the relation between the images and paragraphs. Okay, the second mechanism is what? Here is based upon time. Okay, it is based upon time because the modalities are executing concurrently. There are many modalities are executing at the same time. So the typical video source of television is inheriting a multimedia source. Okay, it contains, TV contains video, audio and potential closed captioning. Okay, that also creation of multimedia presentations are becoming more common nowadays. Okay, why? By using a SMIL. What is SMIL? synchronized multimedia integration language. With this, TV has become very easy to see. We are at concurrently having audio, video, and many options nowadays. This is SMIL is nothing but a markup language designed to support the multimedia presentations that integrate the text. Example from slides, or it will be freeing the running text with audio, images, and video. Okay, the mainly this synchronized multimedia integration language is used for, it is a markup language used for audios, images, and videos. Okay, so here time is the mechanism that is used to synchronize the different modalities. Okay, we have to take time into the consideration. Thus the indexing must include time offset parameters. Okay, it should include the time offset parameters, and it versus a physical displacement. Okay, so it also suggests that the proximity to increase the precision will be based upon time concurrency versus physical proximity. Here we are increasing the precision. Next we are having information extraction. In this, there are two processes associated with the information extractions. What are they? That is determination of facts to go into structure fields in a database. One is determination of the facts. Next one, extraction of the text that can be used to summarize an item. Okay, what is this means? It is the process of extracting the facts to go into index is called automatic field build. Already we have learnt this. What is that? The process of extracting the facts to go into the indexes. Okay, next we are having, see, in establishing these metrics to compare the information extraction, precision and recall are applied with slight modifications. Okay, these all concepts are to increase the recall and decrease the precisions every time. You have to take into consideration that precisions and recalls are increasing or decreasing. Okay, recall refers to how much the information are extracted from an item versus how much should have been extracted from the item. Okay, recall should be, see, check that what you have extracted and what should be extracted. Okay, it shows the amount of correct and relevant data extracted. Okay, it is showing that how much amount of data is corrected and what is the relevant and what is irrelevant. Okay, next, precision. Precision refers how much information is extracted accurately versus total information extracted. Okay, precision means what you are doing, how much information is extracted and from the total information. Suppose if we are having 10 documents, in that how much information is extracted, that is 5 documents or 6 documents, how much it is extracted. The additional metrics used in an over generation are fallout. Over generation measures the amount of irrelevant information that is extracted. What is over generation? It is the measure of the amount of irrelevant information and that is extracted. This could be caused by templates filled to topics that are not intended to extract, or slots that get filled with non-relevant data. Okay, in this mainly we are having some examples, that is some selected 5 features. 5 features are there in this one, that is sentence length feature. Sentence length feature that requires sentences to be over 5 words in the length. Okay, whatever the length of the sentence you are taking should be over 5 words in length. That is first point. Second one, fixed phrase features that looks for the existence of the phrase. Okay, that should be there. In conclusion, you have to take the fixed phrase feature. Okay, whatever the phase you are taking should be fixed. Next, third one, here paragraph feature that places emphasizes on the first 10 and last 5 paragraphs in an item, and also the location of the sentences within the paragraph. Okay, you have to take first 10 and the last 5 paragraphs into consideration, okay, when you are taking paragraphs. Okay, fourth one, thematic word, theme, thematic word feature that uses word frequency. Thematic word should have the word frequency. Next, last one, fifth one, uppercase word features that places emphasis on proper names and acronyms. You have to take whenever you are taking these upper cases, you have to emphasize on proper names are there or not and meanings are there or not. Okay, this is about this indexing. Okay, information extraction. Okay, in this what is the conclusion we are getting? That is, if any overlapping in the algorithms and techniques for the information while extracting and indexing the items for the information retrieval, there is it won't represent more detailed information by this extraction. Okay, thank you.